One of the best features that BookBolt offers is actually a full drag and drop designer. Now, I really like to use this designer because I am not very proficient in other design tools such as Photoshop, Illustrator. Both of those actually cost a lot of money and have a very large kind of learning curve to them. So you can use the BookBolt designer to easily create either interiors or covers for your KDP business. So let me show you how that works. To access the designer, you'll want to log into BookBolt, which you see I've already done. And in the right-hand corner, click on your name and scroll down to the BookBolt designer. Let me go ahead and log into the designer. Give it a few seconds here to populate, and I will show you how this works. All right, so you see that there is now a page that pops up that says choose a template. Now, this is going to be something that you're going to need to decide before you start designing. Are you going to design a cover that's going to be the book cover for your books, or do you want to create your own interiors? For this example, we're going to do covers, but again, if you want to create PDF interiors for your book, customize everything, you can do that by selecting interior. We're going to go ahead and select cover, and then you want to pick your trim size. These are going to be all of the sizes of books that KDP offers, but I typically pick 6x9. Finally, you're going to want to select your page count. Now, just keep in mind that your page count needs to line up with the page count of whatever interior you're using. Because when you come in here and select the page count, it's going to affect how big the spine is and how big your cover ends up being. So these must match up. I'm going to do 100 pages here. We're going to do a cover, and it's going to be 6x9. Go ahead and click submit. All right, you see that it's populated with something that I was working on before, but we'll go ahead and delete that. Now, the first thing you're going to see is going to be a blank page that looks similar to this, and the first menu item here is the product. You can change the product, so this is going to be a cover versus interior, and you can actually put some different colors on it to see how it would look with different backgrounds. So we're going to keep this as white for now, but just keep in mind if you want to change your product, change the sizing, anything like that, you would want to click on the product tab in the left-hand menu. Now, you have templates over here, which is not filled out because we like to encourage people to upload and create their own unique covers, as well as clip art over here, which is also not filled out because you can use designs from your Merch by Amazon business, from your print-on-demand business. Anything you have can actually be uploaded to the system, and I'll show you that in a minute. Now, the text over here is going to be really interesting. You have a few different text options for text masks, different types of text effects. But then if you scroll down, you're going to see all of these different fonts. Now, you can select ones that are already here. So if you select Anton, it's going to put something on the page, but you can then edit the text, font sizing, so on and so forth. But let's say you don't like any of these texts yourself. You can click on load 1,000 more fonts, and they're all going to be down here, which can be added. So for example, let's say we really like the Oxygen font here. We'll go ahead and click add this, and it says it's been added. All right, so we'll go back in the text column, and now we have the Oxygen font, which can be dragged around, resized. You know, you can either double click it. So we'll test, okay, if you double click it, or if you select the font, you then have a bar up here which will allow you to change things. So you'll see the font family here, which you can select from. You'll see the edit text. Now this is where you can change the sizing, the letter spacing, the line height, so on and so forth. Or let's say we want to add a text effect to this. We can, say curve it, oblique, bridge, and this is going to change the text to make sure that it lines up with whatever cover you are creating. Now, let's actually delete this and go back to Anton here. Okay, you can text align it. You can do uppercase, lowercase, all right, bold, italic, underline, so on and so forth. If you want to change the text color, that is going to be in the right-hand corner. Fill options, you can select from what's down here, or you can simply click on this box, which will open up the color picker here and change whatever text you have. So let's say we want green, we'll save that color, right? You can add it down here, and it's going to be added. Something else you can do is actually change the stroke color, and that's going to be the outside stroke. So we've picked a stroke color here of green, and we can play with the stroke width and make sure that it looks good whatever you're trying to add to your page. So again, you can come in here and change this to whatever you want, say test, and it's going to look like that. So if you are trying to edit your text, you want to select this, come up to the right-hand corner, and you can change your fill options here and everything else on the left-hand side. Now you can arrange your layers if you have more than one layer on the page. You can position it. You can transform the text. There's really a lot of stuff that you can do inside of this designer. Well, let's go back over to the text menu in the left-hand menu here, and you'll notice that you can add more fonts like we went over. But let's say you've bought some fonts on some other website and you want to upload them. You can actually do that as well. So you see I've uploaded a font called Rubik Black here. You can upload any of the fonts that you purchase. They just need to be either in .ttf, .woff, or .woff2. If you have a font that is not in one of these extensions, simply Google a converter, convert your font, and then you'll be able to upload it here. So as you see, I've uploaded one. I can simply click it, which will add that specific font to the designer. Again, you can double click it. You can come up here, change the text, see change text, and it'll add it to the page. Now, one of my favorite ways to use this drag and drop designer is come into images over here. As you see, I have two uploaded. But to demonstrate how this works, let's say you have an SVG or you have a PNG, or you really have any design element that you want to upload. Okay, so let me open up an actual design here. All right, I'm going to upload, let me find something here. How about a mushroom circle? All right, so I have my design. Here's my design. I'm simply clicking, dragging it, drop it, and bam, it's been added, and I can actually add this anywhere to the page. All right. Everything looks good. You can rearrange things, make it really look unique, make it look good, make sure it pops out for the target audience. Along with adding your own design elements, anything like that, we have the shapes over here. Now the shapes are pretty cool. You can select any of them. You know, we have a normal circle here. You can resize it, all of that good stuff. In the top-hand menu, once you have selected a shape, you're going to have some other options here. So we have fill options for the shapes. We have something which is the advanced editor, so you can come over here. It depends on what you have selected, but then you can pick custom colors, so on and so forth. And then the right-hand side, again, you can rearrange the layers, transform them. Let's pick another option here. Okay, we've added this to the page. If you click the advanced SVG editor, it doesn't look like there's any options over here. But if you click specific parts of the SVG, let's select the outside, we can actually add fill color to this one. Okay, we can change this around so it's purple. You can add a stroke color to the outside, green. Now we want to do the interior, simply select that, and then we can come over here and change everything as well. So there's definitely a lot of different customized options inside of the Book Bolt Designer to make sure that when you're creating something, it's all unique. As you see, I didn't save it, so it is not going to be saved. But if you wanted to do that, you would come in here, you know, select some options, and then you would click this check mark right here, which would then save it, and you'd see that on the page. Now finally, if you are a designer by trade, you might actually want to draw something. So if you have a tablet, you can select the tool over here. Let's select purple and actually draw whatever you want on the page to make sure that you actually are customizing your product and it was going to look good when you upload it to KDP. Now, as you can tell, I'm not a designer, so I'm just going to click discard drawing and get rid of it here. So it's going, once you click on discard drawing, it's going to bring you over to the layers tab. Now the layers tab here will scroll up. You can see I have a drawing. You can either change the visibility so you can hide it, which means the layer is still there. You can bring it back. You can lock this layer, or what we're going to do is just click on the X, which will delete that layer completely. So again, you can come through. You can change this. So as you see, this circle right here is above the text in the back, right? And the text in the back is this Anton. So if we want to put Anton over top of this layer, you can simply drag and drop it. And there it is on top of the layer. So the layers tab is really important when you're finishing up your design, making sure that everything is in order and looks proper. Or simply if you put something on the page and you want to delete it, come over to the layers tab, figure out where it is, hide it, delete it, lock it, whatever you guys want. All right, so now we have two more options down here. We have effects. Okay, so if we select this, we can add an effect to it. All right, so we'll distress it for a minute. There we go. We have a distress thing. We can download that. It's going to look great. But just remember, if you're adding an effect, it's also a good idea to put whatever effect you've added to your KDP upload. So put it in the description, something like that, to make sure that when they receive the product, they actually know what you're doing. So we're going to go ahead and remove the effect from now. But we have a lot of different effects in here. And then we also have a masking tool. Now the masking tool is going to allow you to take an image or something and place it over the top of, say, a layer here. So let's make this big so I can show you guys how it works. All right, we've selected that. And let's say we have an American flag here. So you can upload a mask. I've already uploaded a flag. This is just a PNG file. And we're going to place this flag over top of the word change. Okay, so this is the one that we are going to mask. And once it's where we want it, all you have to do is click apply. All right, so now you have a new layer here. Everything has been masked. We basically took this image, overlaid a part of the design, and then we applied the mask, and everything looks good. So overall, there is a lot of different options for you guys to use inside of the Book Bolt Designer. Now let me go over a few more small things to show you how this works. If you deselect everything on the page so you see nothing is selected, and you want to add some lines on the page, you see that I have auto snap turned on, which means if you're dragging and dropping it, you will see these lines pop up. Okay, that is going to help you align everything in the middle of the page. So keep that in mind. The easiest way to do that, make sure nothing is selected. You click outside of the actual design and then turn auto snap on or off. So let's say we finally have this design, everything looks good. This is what we want to download. You'll come up to the top hand menu, click on download, and then we'll prepare your download. We'll give it a few seconds here to finish, and then I'll show you how you can download it to your computer. So as you see, your design is ready. We can simply click download, which will open it up. We have this awesome looking design, which, again, sarcasm guys, but you can download it to your computer and upload it to the KDP platform. Now, we also have designs up here. Let's say you've been doing this design and you want to come back to it tomorrow. You simply click this, and then you can actually save a design here. You can switch between this and interiors, so you'd be able to click interior, but if we want to save this, we can go to File, Save to My Designs, put it right here, and if we go back to the Designs tab, there we go. We can click this to actually load the design in, and there you see it's loaded everything in. You can continue working on it. That about wraps up the Book Bolt Designer. Very, very, very easy to use. The way I personally use it is I upload different designs, add changes to it, and then download it to make sure that it's the proper size, the proper format, and that everything uploads to KDP properly.